1, 2, 3, 4. All right, welcome back to Country and Cold Cans. I'm Logan, sitting here with Kyle and Trucker Andy. Make sure to go follow us on all social media platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Going over to the YouTube channel, give us a subscribe and hit the alert bell. Make sure you like the videos, comment on them. We'll have more content on there, and be sure to check out the website, coldcansnetwork.com. We got blog content and a shop that's up and running now with some awesome Richardson 112, Richardson 113 stitched patch hats with the Country and Cold Cans logo on it, as well as some top quality neoprene koozies with the logo on that as well. So be sure to check that out at coldcansnetwork.com. All right, fellas, how are you guys doing?
Hell, it's actually kind of hot today.
Yeah, it was.
Actually kind of cold today.
Andy's in like South Dakota, so it's cold for him.
It was, it was like in the 20s, and the wind was in the 20s, and it was like standing in a fan in front of a freezer, or no, standing in a freezer in front of a fan.
I feel like the last 3 weeks we've opened the show talking about the weather like a bunch of fucking old men.
I mean, we are becoming old men rapidly.
Oh yeah, I've got gout in my foot right now, so I've been limping for 2 days.
That just sounds like something horses get.
Yeah, I've been getting it since I was 23, so I guess I've been old for a while.
We gotta take D-Bay out and put her
me out of my misery.
Put her down, Andy.
No.
Let's try them at the Derby first.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's miserable, so you guys don't want that. But either way. All right, let's jump into the Cold Cans rundown. First up on the rundown, we have a brand new YouTube video from Wetzel. Andy brought that up before we started recording. I got to say, like, I'm not man enough to do what they did. Kyle, you haven't seen it, right?
No, this is virgin ears.
Yeah.
How would you describe a Chug buddy to Kyle?
So, Kyle, imagine taking this, like, it looks like a funnel, but has like a suction end on it, and then it has a tube. Like if you're, imagine like a beer bong, right?
Yes.
But it's small and made for an individual can, and the funnel end of the beer bong has like a suction side on it. It gets put on top of the can, and then it has like this little thing on a like key on the string. Yeah, it has like a key on a string. So when you turn it upside down, you can stab the can, and you basically can shotgun a beer, and it's like called a Chug Buddy. So they've got it's a company that I think they've sponsored Ernest in the past because he said it on his podcast, and now I guess they've sponsored Wetzel because they have Wetzel.
They picked the right
Chug
guy.
Buddies.
Yeah, it's a good marketing team over there. Yeah.
Very much so. But Co and his boys on the bus, like, they started chugging all kinds of things. Like, he went into a gas station, got a bunch of Tall Boy Twisted Teas. They had four Locos. They had Bud Lights. And I never thought after looking at this video that I would be like, I would go with the Bud Light in this situation. Because the Twisted Tea sounded bad enough. But
Four Locos sounds deadly.
Yeah, it sounds like I would die if I did that.
It's
they got
so much,
hammered.
So much sugar. Oh, God, I'll get sick immediately. Ugh.
You know what? I thought about this would make it even worse. Is they're doing this on a bus that's riding down the road that's rocking, and they are hammered.
Oh yeah,
I definitely get sick. Yeah.
The funniest part of the video though is with the end when they're hammered at the truck stop, and they think it's Pecos and the Rooftops bus, and they go run on the bus. Turns out, not their bus.
Just run onto the wrong bus. Did it ever show who was on the bus?
That guy that came and did shots with them.
Because I couldn't remember that part of the video. But yeah, I can tell you one thing. I don't like shotgun of beers at this point in my life at all. And
it was cool for like 2 years, 3 years.
I never thought it was cool. I just was like, I would try to avoid it when I could because I was like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I'll drink with you all night, as Kyle and Andy can attest to you. But the whole like doing shots and chugging and shotgun of beer has never been my thing. So when I saw that, and then I saw what they were drinking, Twisted Teas are awful. Andy, you remember the first time we had you've never had one?
Yeah.
No, that just sounds awful.
Dude, that crap is so bad. Like, Andy, you remember the first time we tried one, right?
Yep, tried it and then threw it in the pond.
Yeah, we threw it in the pond behind our apartment in college because they were so bad.
That just sounds awful. We
would rather waste a six-pack back then when we didn't have any money than drink that trash. They're so bad.
Yeah, that just doesn't sound good. And the worst part of that is the Four Loko. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
I've never had one of those.
There is so much sugar in it that you feel sick after drinking one.
I believe that. I mean, I've only tried one before. I've never actually drank a bunch of them.
So it's like Mike's Hard Lemonade.
On steroids.
A bunch of them
but worse.
Yeah. Like
Definitely worse.
Yes. I remember one of the sickest I ever got from drinking booze, and I don't really get sick as in throwing up. It's never something I've really done. But we had a bunch of Mike's Hard at Bailey's apartment after a party, and I was like allegedly 19. So I couldn't just readily get the alcohol. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna drink this weekend. And I drank a lot. I mean, a lot of Mike's Hard and Smirnoffs. And I was so sick. And I mean, I'll never forget how just it tasted the exact same both ways. I was so sick. I was like, I've never, ever again. I can't do this.
Never a good experience with all those high sugar drinks. Like, it's one, maybe two, maybe isn't that bad. But when you have to do more than that, like, Lord, count me out, because those Four Locos are something else. And Co, even when he did it, he said, throw back to like 2010, motherfuckers. And then it's like he puts it on there. It was a tall boy and he chugs it. But there were multiple guys on the bus that chugged these tall boy Four Locos and tall boy Twisted Teas in like 11 seconds or less.
I got a cold shiver just thinking about that.
Yeah. I mean, if they, I don't know, I doubt they threw up immediately, but I know I would have thrown up immediately. Did they?
One person did.
Yeah, I would have thrown up. I think I would throw up if I had to shotgun a regular beer.
Oh yeah, I can't do it right now.
I bet you all of them probably threw up because they also took shots. I just can't imagine somebody mixing all that and living.
Yeah, keeping that in your stomach. Ugh,
awful.
Yeah. All I can say is,
at this point in my life, I'm old enough to say this without caring that I'm not man enough to do those things anymore.
I'm a pussy.
Wish I could. Actually, I really don't miss that. I'm not even gonna pretend like I wish I could still do that. I really don't care.
I had a hangover for the first time in a long time the other day, and it was awful. I forgot how bad they are.
Oh, they're worse these days than they used to be.
I thought I was dying all day.
Yeah. And they used to be like, about lunchtime you'd be fine. Now it's like maybe a day and a half later.
I remember when I was 18, man, you could just get up, just feel like shit, and just go get a Bojangles biscuit and just go tailgate.
Oh yeah.
Never miss a beat.
Well, I mean, we used to go out the night before a 7 a.m. tailgate, and Lord knows I can't do that now.
No, you go to bed at like 4 a.m. 3 hours.
Yep.
3 hours.
7 a.m. Jack
sleep.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Shots were the worst.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It does sound awful.
Yeah.
But no, hats off to those guys for, being around our age, give or take a year, and still being able to do that, because Lord knows I cannot. So
I'm domesticated.
Yeah, really though. But, well, next up on the Cold Cans Rundown. So, Andy's favorite band in the whole wide world, Dan and Shay. Dan plus Shay. And then they did a song a while back. I have no idea. I don't know. Outside of I've heard this song they did with Bieber, which they're getting sued over, funny enough. But I only know maybe one other song. I think it was Tequila. It was like a big hit on the radio at the time. But obviously not really our kind of thing here. It's very, very music that's targeted towards women, like teenage girls and young girls in college and everything. They love those guys. I mean, the guys can sing, but their whole like presentation, it's very pop. Their whole like all their songs are really pop. It's like it's their name. It's a sham that they're even considered country, and that's coming from us who are not super hardcore on some of the mainstream guys. But these guys are obviously they're like Walker Hayes to me, awful. But Dan and Shay is just a milquetoast, watered down pop music for people who want to pretend like they're country. And so I'm not a fan of theirs, but their song they did with Justin Bieber, 10,000 Hours, they're getting sued for it, for copyright infringement, because there was a song that was written, it says here, in 1973, the first time Baby is a Holiday. It was the trademark for it was with the U.S. Copyright Office was in 1980. It was registered then. Like, they're getting sued because then there's another song, I guess, First Time, which recorded in 2014, and the copyright for the sound of the recording was this of that song was registered with the Copyright Office later that year. Well, 10,000 Hours by Bieber and Dan and Shay didn't come out until 2019. Like, for copyright purposes, because we're not really commenting on this show, we listened to it before we started recording, and I mean, I think it sounds pretty damn close. What do you guys think?
Yeah, but I think I've heard like a lot of songs that sound very similar to that before, though.
Oh, sure. I mean, there's a lot of people ripping each other off.
How does the whole copyright thing work? Like, like where people sample songs? How is that not copyright?
When you sample songs, to my knowledge, you give appropriate credit. If you remember back when Sam Smith had a song, and maybe it was that Stay With Me song, it sounded similar but slowed down to I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty. And the way they got away from after it was brought to their attention, and I think they were threatened with a lawsuit by Petty and the Heartbreakers. The way that they got around that was I think the folks that wrote I Won't Back Down were added as songwriters on Stay With Me by Sam Smith. So if
you get royalties.
They get royalties from it. Yeah. So if whoever wrote this, Dan and Shay Abomination, decided to put the original writers of this other song on there, I think it'll all be kosher at that point. But to my ear, the melody of the song from the vocal sounds almost identical. Like, too close for comfort,
How popular is the suing song copyright?
In 2022 or even in 2019, I can't imagine it was super popular because I'd never heard of it. I'd heard of 10,000 Hours. I hadn't heard of this.
Just like
it's an older song, I believe.
It's probably one of those things where what are the odds that it's actually like it just happens to sound the same?
It's possible.
You think they'd ever even heard the song before? Is like more.
It's very possible they didn't. Like, I'm not saying that they intentionally ripped it off, right? It's just the reality is it is the chorus of 10,000 Hours and the verses of this other song, First Time, is very, very, very similar. So whether it was intentional or not doesn't matter. Reality is it's gonna likely, if it goes to court, and they rule that it's too close, and there's a standard they go by for that. I don't know the details of. I'm not a copyright lawyer for music, but there is a standard they go by. And if it's ruled that it's too similar or it's the same, they're going to have to either have a settlement or somebody gets added for royalties or what have you. But it doesn't matter if the intentions don't matter. It just matters what the finished product is.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So, I think
it sucks though, because it's kind of sucks because let's give them the whole benefit of the doubt. Say they never heard the song before, that they just wrote the melody, and all of a sudden, how old is that song? Because that song's
I think
years old now, right?
The 10,000 Hour song.
Yeah,
2019 was when it was.
Okay, so it's 2 or 3 years old now.
Yeah.
That sucks. What are the odds that you're a couple chords different, and you get sued? That sucks.
For me, it's the melody. The melody's too similar.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. It's similar. Yeah.
It's just. That's how copyright law works, though. If someone else has that melody copyrighted, then and yours sounds too similar from the legal perspective, then you have to go about whatever is dictated to you because like I said, it may have not been intentional. We don't know. I'm not gonna ascribe that motive on Dan and Shay just because I'm not a fan of theirs. I think their music sucks. I think
sometimes people get too crazy with copyright law.
That's what I'm thinking too. It's 3 years later. Somebody was definitely intentionally trying to find something that sounds like this. They probably ran it through like a screener.
Well, no, it's the people that are suing are the ones that I believe the people that are suing are the ones that are either involved with that past song or maybe the estate if the person's not alive anymore. But the reality is, if I was the one who was in the situation of the people that wrote the original song and I found this to be basically the same as the song I wrote, it doesn't matter if it's a big hit or not. Who gives a fuck? I'm going to sue them too because it is your intellectual property.
What are the odds though that some lawyer's office found it and then went to the estate and like, hey guys, look at this, give us a cut, we'll take it to court.
And if they came to me, I'd be like, hell yeah, brother, let's rock and roll. I mean, if people started stealing Country and Cold Cans intellectual property and it was somebody bigger and a lawyer came to us and said that, and Andy, we talked about it, are you going to say no?
Maybe. I don't like frivolous.
That's
lawsuits.
not frivolous lawsuit.
Bad for the
that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's not
culture.
a frivolous lawsuit. You can't go around stealing people's intellectual property.
Just because you get away with it, Tom Petty.
Well, he said I'm going to paraphrase. He said something to the effect of being creative is just seeing what you can steal and get away with.
That's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but if someone was ripping us off on stuff that we own and we know it, and a lawyer was willing to represent us, I'm not saying no. Because you don't steal people's intellectual property. It's that simple. And if we were all three songwriters and then somebody got a big hit based on a song that the three of us wrote, God knows none of us would be like, hey, that's cool. You go make $1 million off of it and we get nothing, even though you basically ripped us off. Intentionally or not.
I don't know if this makes sense or not.
Put me on the fucking royalties.
No matter who it is, 2 + 2 still equals 4. So, I mean, it's not like it's a thing. I don't know if that made sense or not.
That made no sense.
I'm not sure where I was going with that.
Neither do I.
I'm having a hard time following that logic.
You ever just start a sentence and just see where it goes?
All the time.
Michael Scott.
All the time.
Yeah, Andy, I don't know where you were going with that one, but I mean, look, like I said, I don't think that if someone takes your intellectual property, whether it's intentional or not, and they're profiting off of it big time and you're not profiting at all, you deserve to be included. So, and that's what it happens all the time in music. If you look at a lot of different songs throughout, especially in pop country, they have to add songwriters later because it was too similar. I think that I don't know if this was done before or after the fact, but Steve Earle had a track that sounded very similar to a very early Miranda Lambert song. He got added as a songwriter on that. So, look.
Okay, I wonder, are they actually suing
IP.
Dan? Are they actually suing Dan and Shay and Bieber, or are they suing the record label?
I don't know. Let me see what it says. See if it even says it in the article. But
is Bieber still
it's not really?
Bieber's a very big thing still.
Yeah, he's got a kid, man. That's off to him.
Yeah, I mean,
just being a
I guess
productive adult.
I still think his music's trash, but I'm
just happy he hasn't crashed and burned like other child stars.
Yeah,
I heard he came pretty close.
Maybe. I don't really follow the culture, as Andy says.
I heard a while back he got pretty deep into some drugs and gotten some
allegedly.
He ended up in rehab.
Allegedly.
No, I think they made a documentary about it. I think that took away
allegedly, in case we're wrong. Allegedly, in case we're wrong.
Yeah, I can't see anything here in the article about who exactly they're suing, but they are requesting that the copyright holders of First Time be added to the credits of Dan and Shay and Bieber song. So, which I think is fair. Yeah, I don't think that's too much to ask. Like, then any royalties will be they'll be included on.
Do they have to back pay? That would suck.
I don't know. That's a good question.
That would suck.
That would really suck. Yeah.
Song's got 150 million plays on Spotify. Yeah. They got to pay.
I still can't believe that Andy's like, yeah, somebody can steal my shit. I don't care. Just because I don't believe in suing.
Yeah, but I'd rather just, karma. What if I
no.
You ever had one of these you ever come up with a great idea in your head and then Google it, find out it already exists? I'd rather somebody be nice to me if that happened. Karma.
There is no karma with that. You're not benefiting from your own work.
Watch My Name is Earl. See how it goes.
Andy's basing his whole life idea based off of Earl Hickey.
It's karma.
Isn't the point of that show the fact that he's an idiot?
Yeah, he walks around with his list trying to right his wrongs.
Yeah. Because he won lottery and got hit by a car because of bad karma.
You're not going to get bad karma for wanting to have credit for something that you did with your work. I just don't understand your logic. Andy also, Kyle, dressed up as Earl Hickey one year for Halloween. That was hilarious. Great costume. I can
totally see. Yeah, I bet, Andy, you rocked that, didn't you?
Andy had a mustache that we had to draw on him with a Sharpie.
You put Sharpie on your face?
That was not volunteered.
Okay.
Who was it that actually drew it on you?
Justin.
Grandpa Jay. Yeah, you weren't fighting Justin either.
Nope.
Justin's too big of a dude.
Yeah, I think I remember him.
Yeah, I think you've met him once or twice.
Yeah.
Probably the time he was carrying all the illegal ice from that party in Greenville when we were all 20. It was an empty cooler, and Carter handed it to him, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes walking through the courtyard at the landing, and he goes, "I'm glad I walked out with all this illegal ice."
Carter.
Either way, with disagreements on that, Andy, I think is wrong on this. You steal our shit. We don't like it. But
sorry, I believe in good karma.
It's not good karma. You're just letting people steal, whether intentional or not. But all right, next up on the Cold Cans Rundown, Warren Zeiders. Is that right, Andy?
I think that's how it said.
Yeah, he's character. That's for sure. He has recently kind of popped off on TikTok. He's got 1.7 million followers we're looking at now. He's got a couple songs that are out now. I think, what is it? Ride the Lightning and Dark Knight, I guess.
Something with some sevens in it.
Yeah, something
maybe
like that.
717 sessions.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you say he's from Pennsylvania, right?
I think he went to Penn State, if I'm not mistaken.
717's a Pennsylvania digit code.
You would know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but either way, this guy has been the butt of a lot of jokes on Twitter. And I think, honestly, like, music aside, rightfully so, because if you look at some of his TikToks, whether it's him and just like singing acoustically, him singing along to his tracks, lip syncing, him doing crazy stuff, a couple of them, which we'll show here in a second for the YouTube watchers, he's pretty cringe. And he's just starting out. So, like, I guess I'm trying not to be too hard on him, but still, like, he's cringe. Very cringe.
I just think all of TikTok is cringe. I've never seen a TikTok dance that wasn't cringy.
You ain't watching the right TikToks.
Is it like Instagram?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
No, I ain't seen them.
But this guy, like, when it comes to his
Joker one is weird.
Yeah, like, that's the one I'm going to play first for Dark Knight.
It's weird. Sorry.
Like, I guess he's playing off, Heath Ledger's Dark Knight or Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight. But, the thing about this guy is, Andy, you said it before the show. It's like he's after fame and money rather than music. And it kind of reminds me of like what Rich O'Toole was saying about, his newest single, Low Hanging Fruit, which, you guys check that out on all streaming platforms. Oh. But he was just saying like people that are in music just to become famous. People that are just trying to get TikTok clout rather than it being about the music.
So it's only okay to do that with lawsuits. How the turntables have turned.
I don't get your point.
It's okay to go after fame and money with frivolous lawsuits, but you can't go and make your popular TikToks. That's not okay.
I didn't say he shouldn't do it, but you're not going after fame and money with the IP lawsuits. It's just a matter of somebody taking your intellectual property. It's a very different thing. I'm pretty sure that if you ask any artist, they don't want people ripping off their shit. But I'm not saying he shouldn't do it. I mean, the guy, look, he's got 1.7 million followers. He's doing something right, but that doesn't mean it's not cringy.
Got a hell of views on his TikToks.
Hell yeah. Like this one right here. His Dark Knight song. It's like he looks like he's the Joker. Saying, please just come on home. But yeah, like that one, interesting to me. This one with his wild horse thing, he just like pours whiskey all over his face.
Is he in the shower?
He's sitting in the shower, yeah, in jeans and a white t-shirt. And he starts like, look right here. He pours whiskey all over his face. Who does that? That's weird.
Do you get a post count on TikTok like you do on Instagram?
A post count?
Yeah, like how many posts he has made on TikTok.
I don't know. He's got 20.5 million likes. So, I mean, somebody likes it.
I said that's quite a bit of videos to come up with ideas for.
Yeah, that's very true.
It might be one of those. I have no idea what to post, but I got to post something.
I've looked at his TikTok before whenever he first got to kind of started getting roasted over his classic, or I should say his infamous cover of Cover Me Up when he pronounced room as Rome. It's very cringy. That's what everybody first kind of noticed him on, but he reposts a lot. These are not all original videos. So I mean, there's probably a strategy to it. But either way, his face with he makes when he sings and everything, he like I think I get annoyed by him because he over sings a lot. He's like he's screaming. He has some vocal talent. I just don't think he needs to scream all the time and be at the top of his lungs. But to each their own.
You mean like Chris Stapleton?
Yeah, I mean you could make that criticism
popular.
of Chris Stapleton. You could.
So here's me being a contrarian. I'm not on the TikToks. How many artists have TikToks, and are they all that cringy?
Most do, but most
or are they heavily produced.
Put it this way, no. It depends on the artist, but if you're an actual artist,
I'm talking like not mainstream.
Well,
Does Jason Isbell have a TikTok?
I don't know about Isbell.
Okay. I feel like he would have some cringe.
Take Co Wetzel. He's got a TikTok, but his stuff is like kind of funny. It's not like super
He's
cringy.
A rare breed.
Yep, but I mean, okay, you play devil's advocate, but now you're like
trying to make excuses.
Rare breed, I'm just saying, like they all have, not all of them, but most of them have TikToks. But if you're an actual artist, is my point. Or you started as an artist, you have a TikTok for promotional purposes. This guy started as a TikToker, and now he's trying to be an artist. There's just a difference in the way that he goes about it, because he's going about it. And to his credit, he's got a fan base now, right? I mean, somebody's watching him.
Pretty big. I've seen a lot of Instagram.
I think it's just the nature of TikTok.
He's just doing it in a TikTok way.
At least he don't have one of them stupid TikTok haircuts.
Yeah, but he's also trying to play a country singer, so I guess that's why he doesn't.
Yeah, he has the mullet. I think that's what it is, right? It's a mullet.
Not really a mullet. Long hair doesn't mean a mullet.
Okay. Well, he has a big hat on, so I can't really tell.
Okay. Yeah, I think he just has long hair.
Yeah, I think he just has long hair.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the difference though. Like people that were an artist first, their TikToks are like different. It's not his is going about it in a very TikToker way, and now he's trying to break it. He would build himself up on TikTok. There's a whole phenomenon about this. There's a lot of people that are trying to do this, build himself up on TikTok, and now he's trying to transition into playing shows instead of doing it the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the worst idea I've ever heard.
No, it's just you're not going to be really. It is, but you're not going to be really accepted by a lot in the music community if you do it that way.
For now,
sure.
I just think, like I said,
folks like us are not going to like it, but maybe we're just the old curmudgeons these days. I don't know.
I think I'm an old head. I just know what people's Twitters are like. So, and I think TikTok is the new version of Twitter. There's a lot of cringe shit on Twitter.
It takes a lot more effort for TikTok than it does Twitter, though.
Yes, that's fair.
I think
there's a lot of cringe shit out there. So,
everything I see on TikTok is cringy. Granted, I only see the reposts on Instagram because I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok and with the right people can be really funny. Like the comedians that I follow on TikTok is really funny. They have like bits they do and everything, and like theirs are hilarious because they're comedians. But when you see
funny things that I see up there,
when you have like these young, 20-year-old, 19-year-old girls and boys doing their cringy dances and everything, I'm just
that's
like,
weird.
Right.
That's weird. Yeah. Or like where they take an audio from a show and they just dub it. And I'm like, oh, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
that was fucking hilarious. You quoted Michael Scott. you dubbed yourself with Michael Scott. That was hilarious.
And a lot of these girls that get a lot of followers on there when they do the dubbing stuff, it's just because they're hot. It's not because they're doing anything really funny.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah,
I dare you be sexist though, Logan.
Yeah. What else is new?
I mean, it's true though.
Tits get clicks.
I mean, it's accurate.
Fact check true.
But either way, the Warren Zeiders thing kind of brought me into what I wanted to show you guys. So apparently he played some shows here recently, and let me see if I can find this thing here real quick. But somebody got a hold of his set list. I actually think it was Mike from Hippies and Cowboys, and it was pretty, in my opinion, hilarious in like such a way that I just want to make fun of the guy for the way his set list was set up. Want to get your guys' take on it? But this is the Warren Zeiders set list, and I'll read it through for the folks that are on audio. He's got the list of songs like you normally would, with his name up in the top left, Warren, like he's doing his turning in his English paper. But he's got his songs Highway Run, On the Run, and by each one that needs capo, he has it in red: capo 2, capo 2, capo 1. I guess because he can't remember where to put the capo on his own songs. And then he has interludes where he says, say hi, introduce self, plays 3 more songs. Then he goes, talk, no hat, all caps. So I guess this time he needs to talk, but he wants to remind to take his hat off. So he plays the whole faux, being genuine and all shucks Garth Brooks routine.
Hashtag no cap.
Yeah. Then he's got hashtag no cap. That's pretty funny. And 2 more songs. Then he has again, talk, 3 more songs. Then he has throw t-shirt, announce merch, 1 more song. Then he says, talk, thanks for being here, etc. Then he finishes out with his song that's kind of become a hit, Ride the Lightning. You guys can see it. Those that are watching on YouTube can see it. What do y'all think of this? And then I'll get my thoughts, because I think it's ridiculous.
Very serious question.
Yeah.
On this throw t-shirt section. Now, is he giving away a t-shirt, or is he going to throw the t-shirt that he's currently wearing?
That's a good question. I don't know.
One of those is very unacceptable, and the guy needs to be run out of town.
If I had to guess, I'd probably say he's probably throwing a merch shirt, not the one off his back.
I think it probably determines on whether or not he has a 6-pack.
Probably.
Because Wetzel doesn't wear a shirt a lot, and he doesn't wear a shirt.
Yes, yeah.
He's not ripped.
No. He's a man of the people.
He has peak male physique, though.
Peak male performance right there.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe, like you said, he's a TikToker. He's just trying to branch it. So I have sympathy for him. This looks like something that would have fell out of Joe Biden's lapel at a press conference. Say hi to crowd. Welcome to the show.
Had his whole name on the top of it.
Your name is Joe. Your name is Warren. Just in case you forget. What are you going to talk about? That's what I want to know.
I mean, it was this thing. I think that it's just like he has talk, no hat, all caps, talk. Like, does he really need to put in there in between songs? This is where you talk, Warren. I mean,
if it was me, I'd probably need it. I mean, I would be subject to forget my own name.
Yeah.
My thing is, if he wants to be an artist, and obviously the guy does. Andy, I know you have. Kyle, have you ever seen a picture of actual artists' set list before?
If I did, I didn't know it was a set list.
Sometimes they're hard to read.
Yeah, it's literally just like names of the songs and sometimes abbreviations. It's sometimes just abbreviations.
Or like one word.
Yeah, but they know what it is, but they don't have like planned points where they're going to talk. I'm not saying they don't plan out stories they're going to tell, but they don't have it written down for them to have followed the roadmap to a T of when they're going to talk.
So in his defense, I think he probably hasn't taken the normal route of an artist. As you said earlier, playing open mic nights, getting a feel of how to necessarily not only be a performer, but look like a performer. Because, when you watch his TikToks, I'm sure his TikToks are lip singing.
Some of them are, some of them are not. The guy actually sings on there.
It's actually a fairly, hard talent to be able to lip sync and look like you're not completely just off of medication somewhere. And when they do music videos, I mean, all music videos are lip sync, and most concerts like at the Super Bowl are. But like I said, that takes a lot of practice to be good at that stuff, and it also takes practice to be a performer.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people just can't go up there. I mean, some people just have natural talent.
Some do, but even the folks that we think are like natural talent, it's like, Andy, what's the joke about Aaron Watson? He's a 10-year overnight success. Yeah. I mean, they
overnight success took just over 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of the early American Aquarium shows, like BJ is now a master at talking and engaging with the crowd in between songs. He wasn't always that good at it. It's something that does require practice. I agree.
I think some of it's like what you said earlier too. There's like how he did it different than the traditional route.
Yeah,
he became very popular over TikTok, and then it kind of propelled him past the small show things because of his TikTok fame.
He became famous in his living room versus in dive bars.
Right. Which I think in some ways, and look, I don't want it to seem like I hate the guy, because I don't. If he's successful, good for him. But I think that it's just a matter of he did kind of skip the traditional route in some ways. And that also is going to mean he's not going to be as good of a performer because he didn't have to put in the work like a lot of these other artists have had to do. And I think that his live show is probably not going to be as good, at least when it comes to the engaging with the fans in between songs. But
new fans want to see TikTok dances on stage.
Some might. I'm not one of them, but some might. But I guess we are pushing 30 at this point, so maybe we're not the demo. But I just think this set list is ridiculous. I don't think that he should have in there, say hi, introduce self. That's stupid. Talk, no hat. That's dumb as shit.
Do you reckon it's for him or his band?
I think it's for him because this is probably at his feet.
Yeah, there appeared to be a mic stand beside it.
Yeah. This is so he sticks to the script. But I mean, your point is valid, Kyle. I think it's because he hasn't probably done this a lot. So
me being the sympathetic one.
I know. I don't have sympathy for the set list. I have sympathy if he is nervous on stage. I have no sympathy for the set list. I think the set list is garbage.
Yeah, normally I'm the hard ass and D-Berry's the sympathetic one.
I'm not feeling very empathetic today. I don't know why.
It comes, it's the more natural way to be.
Today's one of my days of feeling like empathy is overrated.
It is overrated.
It's one of you found out that your derby days are over with your gout.
Oh, yeah. I think it's some of it has to do with I didn't get a lot of sleep last night and I woke up with gout, having to hobble around for a couple of weeks. It's probably put me in a little bit of a sour mood. So I'm being harder on people than I usually am.
You smell the glue factory getting closer.
Speaking of glue factory, y'all see the girl that glued herself to the floor at the NBA playoff game to protest the horse?
Yeah.
No, but I saw
total nut job
or something.
How many people did that?
She's a total nut job.
At the NBA game,
one of the playoff games. Yeah, it was just yesterday or 2 days ago.
On a small tangent. I heard a conspiracy theory that really interested me.
Okay.
So the protest game, which the girl with the glue, as well as the one, did you see the security guard that straight tackled that girl?
Yeah.
It was eyeing her. Yeah. That one and the other one were all ESPN games. Okay. And you remember a year ago on Monday Night Football when the cat ran on the field?
Sure.
And it took 20 minutes to wrangle the cat on Monday Night Football? The conspiracy theory is ESPN did all of that because they're paying for the NBA and no one cares about the NBA playoffs. And then Monday Night Football was not doing very well. So they did small things that there's no harm to anyone or anything. But all of a sudden, everybody's talking about the girl that glued herself to the floor.
Yeah.
And they're watching those clips.
I think it's PETA.
I could see that. I mean, look.
ESPN is generating that content. It's a conspiracy theory I heard that I actually, because there's really no real harm in any of it. So, there's no real victim per se. Or, no one was hurt. But everybody's talking about that random girl that glued herself to the floor. So
the one that was dressed like a ref, I heard had a full on thing planned out on what she was going to do when she got out on the court, thinking that she was going to have time.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, there was another girl as a part of that. So another guy, girl.
They said that the person sitting beside the one that was dressed like a ref kind of gave it away to the security guard because right before she did it, the girl sitting beside her picked her phone up and start recording.
Yep.
Dead giveaway. Something's about to happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, and look, that girl that got tackled on the court by the security guard. If it's not an inside job, hats off to that security guard. Because if you watch the video, he was reading.
I think it's inside. He knew.
Could be. It could be. I'm not saying it's not.
I think it was planted by ESPN just to get people to talk about it.
But if it wasn't, he was reading her like Ed Reed.
That was Ed Reed of security guards.
Yeah, seriously.
He was side-eyed the hell out of her.
Yeah, as soon as she makes it, boom, got her.
Yep, he was gone.
Now, the girl that glued her hand to the court, total nut job. I mean,
she's crazy.
That's crazy.
She's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. But no, Oh yeah, probably so. And if ESPN set that stuff up, they're nut jobs. But
yeah, well, I just found that was that's interesting.
Yeah. But real quick before we move right along on the rundown, the on the Cold Can Sports Twitter page that we have now, make sure you go follow that for some sports content. We have, like I said, we have some new podcasts coming out in the fall, college football related. So check us out at Cold Can Sports. Can't say that right now. Cold Can Sports on Twitter. We actually put up a video of Kyle Schwarber yelling at the umpire, the worst umpire in Major League Baseball, Angel Hernandez. And then I put as the caption, me when the bartender tells me he's at a Natty Light, tag Natty Light. They responded. They were like, every period, single period, time period. I was like, hell yeah, Natty Light. Just saying, if the people from Natty are listening, the three of us, Natty Light guys,
we want Natty Light.
We want that sponsorship, man. We're big Natty Light guys.
I just want free natural light.
Hell yeah.
Andy might start drinking again.
If we get that sponsorship, Andy's like, hell yeah, brother, I'm in.
Those throwback cans are cool.
Yeah, they really are. I almost bought some the other day.
Yeah, they are pretty sick.
I mean, wait, what if it's a scam again?
It's not. That was just Miller Lite. We want Natty Light.
Now, I was a big fan of their 4th of July cans, with the screaming eagle on it. Yeah, that was pretty dank.
Yeah.
I had some of them.
Natty Light was always the best deal back about 8 years ago because you could get like a case or an 18 pack or something for like $13, and it was like you knew what you were getting.
It's incredibly consistent.
Incredibly consistent beer. Like it always was. You knew what you were getting, and that's why it's worth the price of admission. So yeah, we love
it goes down
and
it goes down like 3 swallows. Boom.
Yeah,
that's what she said. Yeah. Boom.
It's a light beer the way light beer is supposed to be. That's for sure.
Yep.
Cold and crispy.
That's right. Domestic light and cold, as Derek Bentley said. But all right, so moving along on the Cold Cans Rundown. As we announced last week, the Sad Boy Summer playlist is about to go live here this week. We put our initial 3 picks, and we added some other songs from songs in the last 5 years or so. We've got about 20 roughly so far right now. We're going to keep adding 3 to it each week. All of us get 1 pick. Bummer Jams only. No happy shit. Make sure you go follow us on that on Spotify. It's under the Cold Cans Network on Spotify. And Sad Boy Summer. It's the name of the playlist. So last week we added 3 songs. This week we're adding 3 more. Andy, why don't you kick things off with your second addition this week to the Sad Boy Summer playlist?
Mine is Fall in Love by Bailey Zimmerman. The song is about the opposite. It's why you shouldn't fall in love.
It sounds like right up your alley, Andy.
It sounds like incredibly sad the way you described it.
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's a kind of a rocker.
Okay.
It also mentioned some people moving to South Carolina, and I think I've determined I'm a sucker for songs where people move to South Carolina.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Do you even like South Carolina?
Not really. The whole place kind of sucks.
I don't know. I kind of like South Carolina.
Shots fired to the South Carolina listeners.
Yeah.
I think most people in South Carolina agree. There is a lot of shots fired.
In what part of South Carolina?
All of it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It's all the bad part. There is no good part.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I don't know. We've had some good times on Myrtle Beach, so just saying.
Yes.
All 3 of us have it at that. But all right, Kyle. What's your addition?
I'm gonna trigger some people. I'm going Flower Shops with Ernest and Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, I dig it. I like that song, man. That's objectively a good song. Anybody that says not, it's just you're being
a hater. A hater. Yeah. I'm going with that. It's a sad boy jam.
Hell yeah.
Yep, that's my pick.
Lots of steel on that song. Like I was very impressed by their collab on that. Like it's
song came out of left field.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that because I'll be honest. I listened to Ernest and his first record that came out. I liked a handful of the songs that were on it. It was nothing like
Song banger dropped right around Valentine's Day. Was it on Valentine's Day?
Maybe. I think it was. It was.
Yep. Dropped a fire song. So
yeah. So yeah, good addition. I like that.
Yep.
Flower Shops by Ernest and Morgan Wallen.
What would be yours?
So mine, I'm adding a song that came out back in 2020, I think, and it's a Haley Witter song called "Red Wine and Blue." Very kind of slower pace, bummer jam from Miss Witters, which Kyle and I have said many times we're big fans of hers. But it's essentially, I love how the chorus is like talking about how I gave up on you calling me up a drink or three ago. Oh, I know that you won't, but I hope that you do, and that's just me, Oh, I'm all dressed up with nowhere to go, getting drunk in the afternoon, red wine and blue. Dig that. Love the premise of the song. It's a very, very top tier bummer jam in my mind, and I relate to it. It's bummer jam central for me. So, Red, White, and Blue by Haley Witters, my addition.
I'm excited to listen to this playlist.
Yeah, I think it's going to be your fiance will hate it.
Yeah, she will, 1,000%. Yeah, but still, I'm excited to listen to it. And I'm trying to get my feels riding to work.
That's right. It's great for that.
Kyle shows up to work crying.
They're like, "What's wrong? You wouldn't get it, man."
Allergies, bro. Them allergies are tough out there today.
The pollen, Kyle was huge.
The pollen was tough, man.
Yeah, so make sure you go follow the Sad Boy Summer playlist by the Cold Cans Network. It's going to be going live this week. We'll have roughly around 20 songs initially, and then we will be adding more each week, one selection apiece. So go on and follow that if you want to get in your feels, because as we say, sad songs make us happy. All right, last up on the Cold Cans Rundown, we have another draft for you guys. This one is music related, in particular country music related. We are going to draft a team of 3 for each of us, where we are picking the best country singers who wear cowboy hats. The only caveat is they must be alive. So we're not going to go like with the legends and the easy selections, so to speak, of the genre, the Hank Williams, the Waylon Jennings, folks like that did wear cowboy hats, even if they didn't always wear them all the time. But we're going to be going best country singers who wear cowboy hats, caveat being they must be alive. All right, fellas, as we did last time, we got to see who gets first picks. Everybody rock, paper, scissors like we did last time. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I got first pick again, so you two battle it out for a second. Ready, go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Andy kind of cheated on that one. Andy kind of cheated on that one.
That was paper. You didn't.
Andy was like rock, and then he goes, no, paper. Like, you kind of cheated on that one. I mean, it's up to Kyle. Do you want to do another one?
It looked like scissors.
No, I'll go third.
Okay. Andy, he's conceding to you, even though that you cheated. Watch the YouTube clip. Andy cheated.
How did I cheat?
Because he had paper, and you go rock, and you go like that.
Yeah, your hand was like halfway in the picture, and it looked kind of like a paper and a scissor at the same time. So,
yeah, either way.
It was definitely paper.
It was slick.
All right, so this is going to be how it goes. Snake draft. I go first, Andy second, Kyle third, and we'll flip it in the second round. Teams of 3, best country singers who wear cowboy hats. They must be alive.
Does it have to be traditional cowboy hats?
Nah, I don't really give a shit. Sure.
All right.
They don't have to. All right, so I get the first round pick. This one's very obvious, and I feel like that Kyle would have selected the same thing if given the option. But my first one is going to be none other than the small town Southern man himself, Alan Jackson. One of my favorite artists. Grew up on the guy. Has penned most of his songs throughout his career. Penned a lot of them by himself, which is something you just don't have happen these days. And I love everything about Alan Jackson, whether it's his heartfelt songs, his deep songs, or if it's the opening guitar riff of Chattahoochee, gets me going and brings out my redneck side. So number 1 overall pick, small town Southern man, Alan Jackson.
You're going to take the Prince. So for the number 2 pick, I'll take the King, George Strait.
Can't argue with that. I feel like that was an easy one.
That was an easy one, yeah.
Easy 1 and 2. All right, Kyle. Close out the first round, and then you open us up with the second round. What are your next 2 picks? He's like, y'all took my picks for the first round.
No, I just want to know. I'm assuming this is a cowboy hat. The one, yeah. I'm going with Hank Williams Jr.
Okay.
That was why I specifically asked that question.
Yeah, because he wears that funky
hat
that doesn't flare up on the sides. So
yeah.
Well, when he was younger, he started.
When he's younger,
he wore the. It was more like a slash top hat. But okay, yeah, we're gonna say it counts. So that's what I'm going with. I got to go back.
This is about to get a lot harder.
Let's recap the first round real quick before you pick your next one. I picked Alan Jackson, Andy George straight, and it came in third with Hank Williams Jr. All right, now second round, snake draft. You're up first.
Probably going Kenny Chesney.
Okay. Went Beach Cowboy.
Yep, Beach Cowboy. That's probably what I'm going with.
All right. Kyle's representing No Shoes Nation. Andy.
I am.
I'm pretty sure somebody's going to take this one if I don't. But give me the man that was told that he should never wear a cowboy hat, and that's why he did. Gary Allen.
Gary Allen, that's a dark horse right there. I wouldn't have thought of that because the first half of his career, Andy's correct. He wore a cowboy hat because the label told him he shouldn't. Then by the second half of his career, he stopped wearing it. But good selection because 99 Smoke Rings in the Dark era Gary Allen is top tier. And
most of all of Gary Allen is top tier.
Oh, I love some Gary Allen.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a bad song.
He's a very underrated artist. So I love that pick. All right. So for me, I'm going with a guy that a lot of people our age probably don't think about. Folks older than us definitely remember when this guy was on top of the game. But I'm going with Clint Black. Part of the class of 89 with Alan Jackson. Clint Black's first two records were almost perfect country records. It's a guy we don't think of a lot these days, especially if you're our age, because he just isn't as out there as he used to be. But go back and listen to those first two records. Clint Black is fantastic. So I'm going with Clint Black for my second round pick. All right. So I guess that's back to me, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to start off the third round with a out of left field pick because I've got two legends on my roster, but I need somebody that's a young gun that I can build my franchise around. And considering that we're looking for country artists that wear cowboy hats, I'm looking at the young folks that are current hat acts, and I'm thinking of one that I'm a big fan of. This guy, been a big fan of his since his record he put out a few years ago. He just dropped one I think a week or two ago, and I've been digging it so far. Very much, he's very influenced by he says '03 Dierks Bentley, and I've always said that those first three Dierks Bentley records hold up. But very neo-traditional 90s influenced country. So I'm picking a young guy to be able to fill out my roster and kind of build for the future. I'm going with Randall King out of Texas. Big Randall King guy. And like I said, I love his honky-tonk neo-traditional sound. I think Around Forever off his latest record is a great, great song. So I'm filling out my roster with Randall King as my last selection.
The more I've thought about this, the more people I think of. There's really a lot of good picks for this.
I kind of regret my Kenny Chesney pick. The more I think about it,
I was wondering if you were going to regret that.
I kind of regret it because there's
I'm a Kenny Chesney fan, but I
thought about it. I thought about it a lot today, and then I kept only coming up with 10 people, and then now I'm sitting there. I'm like, shit, I forgot about this guy. So.
I wasn't even thinking until you said young crowd. Wasn't even thinking about those people. Didn't even cross my mind.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to build a roster like a GM in sports, right? So I picked two legends, two veterans to know what they're doing, and then I wanted to pick a young gun that I could help build my team for the future. So Randall King was an easy one for me in that.
I think mine might sell more tickets.
Potentially,
it's a 5-round picker.
I mean, we can.
Yeah,
I've thought of some. Give me. I'm gonna go Texas. Give me Randy Rogers.
Okay, solid pick. You can't go wrong with Randy Rogers, man. I'm a big fan of theirs.
That intro to that guitar riff and Kiss Me in the Dark is one of the best ones that's ever been written.
Oh yeah, and the guitar riff and Buy Myself a Chance, love that. All right, Kyle, what's your third round pick?
This is why I deferred to Andy because now I get to pick twice back to back.
We'll do 5. We'll do it like a basketball lineup.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going Waylon Jennings.
Well, he's dead, so you can't.
Yeah. Oh shit, he is dead. Damn it, I forgot. I forgot he had to be alive. Damn, I forgot he had to be alive. I'm going Chris Cagle.
Oh, you were really like picking the mid 2000s guys. Interesting.
Let's go Chris Cagle.
Okay.
That dude rocked a mean cowboy hat. And the early 2000s goatee? Yeah. Yep.
Kind of similar to your goatee right now?
No. Mine's too thick. His is like, I don't know how you shave it to look like that. But yeah, anyway.
Kyle was probably thinking about this in the Walmart parking lot and was thinking he's going to do it because the chicks.
What an absolute banger.
All right, Chris Cagle. I haven't thought about him in years.
Yeah, he slaps.
Yeah. Sorry. So third round, I had Randall King. Andy had Randy Rogers, and you had Chris Cagle. So Kyle, you're back up. Snake draft. Kyle Akery, you're on the clock.
Just trying to remember off the top of my head if I ever seen a picture of her wearing a cowboy hat.
Does she woo?
What?
he's referencing.
The answer is yes.
He's referencing the Woo Girl episode on How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go Reba.
Has she worn a cowboy hat?
I've got to pick. She's got to have worn one. Yeah, she has. There's actually a Reba cowboy hat line. I just Googled it.
Okay. All right. I guess if you have the photo to prove it, then I guess it qualifies because we didn't say that they had to wear it every single time. And Andy also picked Gary Allen. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I love that story, Gary Allen.
I do too. It's a badass story. All right, Andy.
Throw women in there somewhere.
Well, I'm going to go with the guy when Logan said young and started describing who I thought he was actually going to say. Give me John Party.
Oh, damn
okay.
It.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. You picked a mainstream guy that's, been decidedly country and has put out good quality music. So it's a good pick.
You got to have a party animal.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. So it's back to me. I'm going to stay in Texas. And I'm going to go with a guy who isn't as young as Randall King, but he's still not really old either. But fantastic music. I still think that what was it, Andy? The Adobe Sessions.
Okay.
Was one of my favorite records
here. Solid pick.
I'm going with Cody Jinks.
You're a bastard.
Yeah.
You're a bastard.
Cody Jinks has been remarkably consistent. Mama Song's a great song. I love
Less
Wake
Wise
Up
is
Becky.
a better album.
No, that's probably my favorite.
Less Wise is a better album.
You're right. That is a better album than Adobe Sessions, but you can't go wrong with either. But love Cody Jinks. Like I said, he's been remarkably consistent in his career. You know what you're getting from a Cody Jinks record, and I think that he would be just the consistent glue guy that you need to keep the team steady, in a game. So Cody Jinks is my next pick.
Yeah, he gives you solid minutes.
Very much so.
Consistent.
He's not going to make mistakes.
No, he's not going to drop 50.
No, but he's not going to make mistakes.
Yep. Solid choice there. Hope Andy doesn't pick my last choice.
I'm going to go for the man that will bring in everybody from the age of 40 to 60 because that crowd loves the guy. Give me Jamie Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. High cost of
40
living.
to 60 loves that guy.
Yeah.
True.
So
they will travel to that show.
Now.
So my last pick is I got the guy that will bring in every woman over 40 to come, and Kenny Chesney. Now I'm going to get the guy that's probably going to get every woman under 30 to come, and that's Cody Johnson.
Solid pick.
He's got arguably the biggest song in country music right now with Cody Can't. So
yeah, he's my young gun. So
he's one of those overnight 10-year successes, right, Andy?
Yep. Yeah, because I saw him. God, I mean, no, I actually didn't see him.
And he kind of
see that far.
He kind of straddles the line between. He's a hybrid of mainstream / not so much. He's got a couple hits, but
some of his old songs are really fun live.
Never heard him live, but I'm sure he's good.
Like Never Go Home. Whatever the name of that song is. That one. That song's really good.
That is a good
one.
Some
of those are really good live. Or I was just really drunk.
Somewhere in the middle.
One of those was a definite yes. I can't speak for everything for what was going on stage.
That was a fun little draft. It was kind of hard. Harder than I thought it was
we still got one more round, right?
No, I thought it was.
I don't know if I'm going another round. It's pretty. It got easier as it went.
I thought it was another round. I thought it was 5 because I got.
No, it's 4. Count who you got. Count who you got.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I've got George Strait, Gary Allen, Randy Rogers, John Party, James Johnson.
Yeah, it's only 4.
Okay, we got one more. I can't even remember who my first round pick was.
Well, I got 5.
That means that I need to pick last then.
I thought I just picked last.
Kyle just picked.
No, that was a snake draft, so you picked back to back. Because I've got 4.
Okay.
Oh, no, you sure about that?
Yeah, I've got Randall King, Alan Jackson, Cody Jinks, and Clint Black.
Randall King.
Yeah, I said him first.
I don't think so.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Randall King, Alan Jackson, Cody Jinks, and Clint Black. I got 4.
I have Reba, Cody, Kenny,
Chris Cagle,
and Hank Jr. Yep, so I'm at 5.
So,
yep,
I'm the last pick here. All right, so I'm going to go
definitely got out of order here somehow.
Yeah. I'm going to go for consistency, even though he doesn't always wear a cowboy hat. But I'm going to go for consistency in the same way that Andy brought it with Randy Rogers. And I'm staying in Texas. I'm going to go with Wade Bowen. Wade Bowen is consistently another really, really good artist who somebody broke something. But he's another consistently good artist who I think that, if I'm building a franchise, I know what I'm going to get day in and day out from Mr. Bowen. So
great live.
Yeah, great live. And he was really cool when we were talking to him after the show.
Yeah, he was.
So that's going to round out my 5 for my roster.
I can't believe nobody took Warren Zeters.
There's a lot of other really good picks out there that we just didn't pick, but
nobody took Chris Stapleton.
No, I thought about it, but
I just no, it's too basic.
But see, I like Chris Stapleton, but I don't love Chris Stapleton.
But he still sell you some tickets.
Oh, 100% he would. But I mean, I decided to go with the steady Eddies that I'm a big fan of. A couple of one superstar, one former superstar, one who I think is going to be a big star, and then 2 guys who are big in their own right. Out of Texas. So it's my team. So that's our draft for country stars who wear or have worn cowboy hats. Caveat being they must be alive. And we will put our teams out on Twitter, see who everybody thinks drafted the best team. But that's this week's draft. All right. Well, like we said, make sure you go follow us on social media, all the stuff, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Click the subscribe button and the alert bell. Make sure you go to the website, coldcansnetwork.com, check out the shop, buy some merch, and check out the blog content. We actually have a brand new article up today. I wrote one of my rankings for this week. I ranked the top 5 hard seltzers ranked by a beer guy. So check that out.
I was going to be angry if the one on that was not the number 1.
Yeah.
Everybody else go read it and tell us if you agree.
Yeah, tell us if you agree. Check that out. Top 5 hard seltzers ranked, coldcansnetwork.com by yours truly. All right. This episode.
Truly.
Yeah, truly. For this episode of Country and Cold Cans, I'm Logan, sitting here with Kyle and Trucker Andy. We'll see you next time.